Yes, we're on the air. Good evening, and welcome along to the big show. Hope we find you well this evening.
And coming up on the show, we have broadcasting legend Joe Ferguson all the way from Tenerife.
And we'll be delving into the archives with some great live music from Tony Villiers and the Villains, and also Mirenda Rosenberg. But starting things off tonight, and we've been having some fun on social media over the past week because many of us during lockdown have been turning to music to help us get through this very strange time. But do you know what your quarantine song is?
I do, Robin. Mine is Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Relax. Pretty apt, eh?
Indeed, yes. So apparently how you work out your quarantine song, it was a song that was #1 in the charts on your 12th birthday. So yours was Frankie and Relax. Mine was Chesney Hawkes, The One and Only. What a great song.
Oh my gosh, Robin.
So all over social media for the past week or so, people have been telling us theirs. Colin Worth, we're going to start off with. Bad luck, Colin, because his was There's No One Quite Like Grandma from St. Winifred's School Choir.
Oh gosh. James was Take That, sure.
Eddie Booth, hello to you. Eddie went for a great one actually. Slick, Forever and Ever from 1976. Of course, a group that featured a very young Midge-Ure.
And Valerie, hers was Rod Stewart, Baby Jane. I like that one.
And Patrick Duncan, his was the Jim Reeves classic, Distant Drums. So thank you to everybody who got in touch and had some fun with that. We'll take a look at some more of those a little bit later on. But let's meet our first special guest. We'll get him on the air in just a second. We're talking about the broadcasting legend Joe Ferguson. Before we talk to him, we'll take you back to 2005. And here's a little clip from a documentary that we made called The Real Joe Ferguson, where he talks about interviewing some of the big stars on the radio, including Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez was the third guest that I had, and it was just unreal because I had no idea that I could have sorted it out, because I had a mate who was working on Top of the Pops, and Top of the Pops were doing their first ever awards, and everybody was trying to get to her. So I used, his name's Dominic, and I used him as a contact, and I didn't think anything more of it. And next thing I got the phone call saying, we're doing the awards in Manchester, she will do you, and that's it. Right. And I'm going, you must be kidding me. But I had to keep it very hush-hush, because it's J-Lo, plus the fact, to get entrance into the radio station, you have to go through a shopping centre. Right. So just imagine Jennifer Lopez with her big ass, walking through with dark glasses and everything. But the thing is, these people only do it to get noticed, because they're going to get noticed more by wearing dark glasses and like 10 security people around them. So she came in and she was just brilliant. Not anything like the way she's portrayed. She wasn't a diva. There were no demands. Not that you're going to get a lot of demands in a radio station, but she got a fish supper, and she liked that. And I turned around to her and said, does everybody really kiss your ass? And she went, no. Not I'm going, look, well, we're led to believe that everybody does, so can I ask you a favour, can I kiss your ass? And she just looked at me and went, what, literally? And I went, yeah. So she took the headphones off, walked round, and just bent over, and I kissed her ass. And I went, this is unreal. So she was pretty cool, and so that's probably one of the highlights of. Not because she was a huge guest, it's simply because she was nothing like, as I say, she was portrayed, and she knew exactly where I was going with the conversation. There was no innuendo, no nothing. I didn't think anything more of it. She went for it. She came around, and that's one of the highlights of my career in Liverpool, without a doubt.
So let's talk to the man himself. Let's go live to Tenerife, and Joe Ferguson, are you there, sir?
Hello, Phil.
Hi, Joe.
How's life in Tenerife?
It's just exactly like back home, only with obviously warmer weather.
Yeah, but is that not making it more difficult, Joe, because the weather is so gorgeous there to be stuck inside? I mean, I'm assuming you have a balcony.
How long have you two known me?
About 1 million years.
When do I ever go out?
Well, that's true. So for you, this is an easy transition then?
This is great. It saves me a fortune in Phoenix gas bills.
So, Joe, we watched a clip there of a documentary that we made way back in 2005, around the time when you were doing the late night chat show on City Beat, and still to this day, people still talk about that show because it was groundbreaking at the time, wasn't it?
I don't think it had ever been done on that kind of concept, because everybody likes to be scripted, everybody likes to know what exactly is going on, and then you and the team come in and you just said, just get on with it. And I went, okay. And the best thing about it was that you got to wear makeup every day. Talking of makeup and things, is that a green screen behind you?
No, it's a TV screen.
It's just our living room.
We're actually in our living room.
Plus, on your right-hand side, I saw from the show the other night, you've got like a little caricature thing on your shelf. What is it?
Yes.
Of Bob Marley.
Grab it. Let me see.
Okay. Bob Marley. Okay, hold on.
We actually got Bob Marley in Tunisia last year. We had to bargain with a guy in the market to get him, but we got him. There he is. There's Bob.
I'll set him on my knee for now, so as you can.
I thought it was Captain Jack from Pirates of the Caribbean. Sorry, I'm not being paid for sponsorship. I'm just thirsty.
Okay, yeah. I see you're still drinking the old Coca-Cola, which takes me back to one of your previous jobs before radio took over. You worked for those guys, didn't you?
Oh, it was the best 5 years of my life. It was great. You were outside, although I don't like going outside, but then it was like 18. And going out in the lorry, brilliant. Every day, snow, sleet. I was a key worker before even the phrase key worker was brought up.
Let's get back to talking radio, because we talked about the show that you did on City Beat. Since those days, radio has kind of become, I suppose, really safe and diluted, hasn't it?
Oh, excuse me. You can keep that in. Keep that in. I dare you. Keep it in. As a matter of fact, start this show with coming up as Joe doing this and do a burp. And
yes, okay. Yes, okay.
And then do one of those sweeps.
Oh, do you like the sweeps?
I love the sweeps. Love the sweeps.
Okay.
Back to me. So yeah, it's been. I've listened to it and I've heard. You know, I've got friends there and the likes of Ivy and whatnot, and the rest of them I can't think of. But it is very safe. But what can you do? It's the days of PC. It's the days of Me Too. I mean, if my show from '99 to 2001 was going out today, I'd be in jail.
And do you miss not being on the air?
No, I had my day. It's I do a few bits and pieces over here and whatnot, but some things are better left alone. Do you know what I mean? It's like I can't be the person I was at Cool FM. I can't be the person I was in City Beat. I certainly can't be the person I was in Radio City. It's years old, but it's still nice to think. You know, when I keep in contact with people from other radio stations, and they have to do it under a shroud of secrecy, you know what it's like.
I know.
You mention my name on the radio, it's like, oh, how dare you, you know.
But I'm open about it. Others aren't.
I'm like the Chubby Brown of Belfast radio. Oh, no. But they say, you know, I don't know whether it makes me feel older, it makes me feel extremely proud or what, but it's nice that these people, you know, I grew up with you and I loved listening to you, even doing the all night shows and whatnot, so that kind of picks me up, but I wouldn't go back to any of that stuff, no.
I've just finished, Joe, a documentary about the years of downtown radio, and I've been talking to guys like Hendy and Ivan Martin and people like that. When you first went in to do your gig on Cool and you walked into that iconic building, what was it like meeting all the people that you grew up with, listening to on the air?
First day I went down to do a pilot, right? You had to send in I mean, the kids have got it easy today because all they have to do is put a couple of things on YouTube and send it in, boom, it's done, you can get a job. But nowadays we had to go through a whole 3-hour show and pick your best bits out of it and transfer it onto another cassette and then send it into downtown Cool. And they invited me in. Yeah, walked into the canteen, and there was Linda Jane. God bless her. Remember Linda Jane?
Yeah, yeah.
Ivan Martin, Frank Mitchell, even before he knew what the weather was. Ivan Martin was there. It was weird, but you get used to it. And then after about a year, you get people, the likes of Ivan Martin. You remember we used to all go to Europa and stuff? And
Yeah.
the likes of Ivan Martin and even Frank, they used to go and say, oh, I was listening to you the other night and you made me laugh so much. And I kind of thought, wow, at least I'm doing something right, because all these people who used to be my hero, yeah, happy days. Unlike you were always rubbish.
Thank you. Your radio hero as well was always John Paul, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Still is. I still listen to it. You can get us all the stuff on YouTube. I wonder who put that up.
So, Joe, this situation now is obviously affecting work for you, like most of us. Are you missing performing at the moment, or are you enjoying a rest?
I would give anything to hear people sing My Way for a millionth time. No, it's like everybody else. You know, we're all stuck in the one boat. Tomorrow we will begin into our 4th week of lockdown now in Tenerife.
But of course we're talking about, you know, how it is for us. I mean, obviously frontline staff and, you know, what they're seeing. I mean, in comparison to the UK, Northern Ireland, what is Tenerife like at the minute in relation to COVID-19?
As from today, we've had something like 1,700 known cases of coronavirus, and I was going to use the word, it's minimal, but I think one death is not even worth the word minimal. But there's been 78 deaths, and this is in the whole of the Canary Islands. That's Lanzarote, Tenerife, Gran Canaria. So it's actually worked. I mean, bless the people, the residents, and the locals of all the Canary Islands, because we see through the likes of the Canarian Weekly and Canarian Television, people have stuck rigorously to the rules, because obviously we're under Spanish law, and it is pretty bad in Spain at the moment. Our numbers in the last 48 hours have come down slightly. A lot of people in the government have said that we've actually hit a peak over here, but there's no official data to actually confirm that at the moment. But everybody has been on their best behaviour, and and this is not getting at the majority of people back home or the majority of people in the UK, but over the last 3 weeks, whenever Boris Johnson, regardless of how politically minded you are, which I'm certainly not, he told everybody to stay at home. And we're watching from this side, watching people going out to, I mean, Cheltenham shouldn't have happened for a start. That's going to be, there's a lot of people now have been tested and they've been diagnosed with coronavirus from Cheltenham. Those morons who were panic buying, they should have not, I mean, social distancing should have been put in weeks ago. And unfortunately, the UK and Ireland is probably 3 weeks behind the rest of the world. And you see what's happened in Spain. You see what's certainly happened in Italy, and what's happened in America. I mean, Trump is just Trump, isn't he? It's still not in total lockdown. And unfortunately, this is going to be a crisis unlike the world has ever known. And it's terrible to say. And it could have been it could have been nipped in the bud, not for the likes of the deaths and whatnot, but for people spreading the infection over the last 3 weeks. And I just think governments all over the world have been very, very slow on the uptake.
I feel like I'm watching a movie, like as if it's happening to somebody else, and then I realise that it is actually happening here.
It's without doubt the most surreal thing. Now, because we're going to do our 4th week of it, you just get used to it. You know, and it's like Groundhog Day every day. I get up, scratch my backside, take a pee, watch the news. That's it.
Joe, it's been good talking to you as always.
Lovely talking to you, Joe.
Thanks. First of all, do you like the beard?
I love it, actually. I love it. Yeah, you really suit it.
Little bit of TV magic. Here's the shirt. That's why Paul Clark's done the news for 30 years.
Right, time for some live music and a band who are always welcome in the Big Show studio anytime. So ladies and gentlemen, here are Tony Villiers and the Villains.
Hey, where's the light that you promised in the middle of the night? And hey, where's the dawn that you promised was coming along? It's down at Ellie Mae. Yeah, down at Ellie Mae. Hey, there's a gypsy jazz queen riding on a white horse through the back of my dreams. And I don't have to worry when I'm howling at the moon. And I don't have to finish anything real soon. When I'm down at Ellie Mae. Yeah, I'm down at Ellie Mae. Where the doors are always open, where the fires are always raging, and the troubles of this world seem furthest from my mind. Down at Ellie Mae. This ain't goodbye. I know we'll meet again in another time. But until then, my dear sweet friend, farewell and adieu till the bitter end. Meet me down at Ellie Mae. Meet me down at Ellie Mae. Where the doors are always open, where the fires are always raging, and the troubles of this world seem furthest from my mind. Down at Ellie Mae.
Great song from Tony Villiers and the Villains, and we'll have some more live music later on from Mirenda Rosenberg. But let's get back to talking about our quarantine songs. Those were the songs that were #1 in the charts on your 12th birthday, and if you want to discover yours, you can go to the website officialcharts.com and check out the website there. What else have we got?
We've got Nicola. Hers is The Eye of the Tiger by Survivor.
Hello to James Rowlands. His was Donna Summer and I Feel Love.
And Beverly, hers was Careless Whisper.
Lorna Leatham, she went for The Specials and Ghost Town, and she says this was quite appropriate in the current climate.
And Rosie Mack, she went for The Reflex by Duran Duran.
Peggy McDade has been in touch, and hers is Charles Aznavour and She.
And Rosalind, oh my gosh, DJ Sammy, Heaven is my favourite, she says.
Kim Boyd is very pleased with hers because she loves the song. So do I. It was David Soul and Don't Give Up on Us.
And Elaine, she says Mull of KINTYRE by Wings.
Polly Bexon says, I have that couldn't remember what it was thing going on, but it was actually Bryan Adams and Everything I Do It For You. Remember that song well because it was #1 for like a million weeks, wasn't it?
And what about Christine? She says Mr. Tambourine Man. That makes me want to sing it. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man.
Okay, Linda McFarland, Madonna, Like a Prayer, and Jeanette Graham says The Buggles and Video Killed the Radio Star. Michael Rafferty's been in touch. My quarantine song is very appropriately Don't Stand So Close to Me by The Police.
And Susie Cadell, hers was Killing Me Softly by The Fugees.
And Roddy Lynch, hi to you Roddy, his was Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Not Relaxed this time, it was Two Tribes. He says thank God for that because I was sandwiched in between two Wham tunes. So there we go, some of your quarantine songs. Thank you to everybody who got in touch with those. And it's time now for a look at things that have caught our eye on social media this week.
Let's have a look and see what Arnold Schwarzenegger has been up to.
We cannot really control the virus, but we can control the kind of shape we stay in.
So I came out here and exercise a little bit and just kind of improvise. Just to show you that improvisation is the important thing. Just as long as you do something every day, that is the important thing. Bike riding, push-ups, sit-ups, find some little weights, find some bags, some water buckets or whatever it is, just so you have some resistance. Do it.
Let's stay strong, let's stay fit, let's train at home. Hasta la vista.
Now here's one that went viral over the last week. While everybody else was self-isolating indoors in the Welsh town of Llandudno, some goats went on the rampage throughout the town. Have a look at this picture first of all, because here's the goats doing some social distancing while also doing some window shopping in the town. And here's a clip of what happened when the goats took over Llandudno.
They're about 2 meters apart.
Now, do you remember Margarita PRACATAN?
I recognise the name, but I don't remember now what.
She was a crazy singer who Clive James used to have on his TV show way back in the day. Do you remember her?
I don't know, I can't think.
Well, you're going to see her now because she's still going strong, she's still performing away, and she's entertaining us all on her Facebook page. So here is Margarita PRACATAN.
Good day for all my beautiful friends. We
We all survive, baby. We are going to survive. We all survive. As long I'm left alive. I got all my life to live. I got all my life to live. For the world alone, baby, we survive. We all survive. We all survive. We all survive. It is Margarita PRACATAN.
Great to see Margarita PRACATAN once again. So that's all we have time for on the big show this evening. To finish off, some great live music and one of the finest blues and soul singers around, with a song recorded at the Millennium Forum in Derry when we were there last year. Here is Mirenda Rosenberg and a song called Go. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
For your thoughts, but you wouldn't share. I laid down my thought for you, baby, but you left it laying there. And even my kisses, seems they've lost their worth. And when I pull away from you, baby, you pull me back, it hurts. I gotta go, ooh, I gotta go, ooh, I gotta go, ooh, I can't stay. And here I lay lonely, your arms around me. You leave me breathless, baby, but I've gotta leave. I can't be stuck loving you, no, not on my own. You warm in my body, but you're leaving me cold. I am more than flesh and bone. I'm a whole woman walking out your door. I gotta go. I must leave this place. Hey, hey, I gotta go.